Voila! Hi, this is Denise, and I am from Whitmore Reads right here on the Y to the T. And I'm just going to talk about some books just a little bit, give you guys an update. Today is Saturday. Life is lifing. I had a tour at my job yesterday, Friday, and we walked for about, it seems like about 4 miles, but it could have been 2 or 3, but it felt like 4 or 5. And my bones in my feet hurt on my right side, and my knee on my left was giving me some problems because it's the knee that I did not get the cortisone shot in. The one on the right, the knee's fine. It's just, girl. Okay. Anyway, I'm on Good Dirt by Charmaine Wilkerson still, and I'm 180 something pages in. I don't want any new characters, but I got some more new characters. Now, Abby is the main protagonist. I hate that word, but she's the main character of the story, and it evolves around her and, excuse me, her, I'm going to spoil it if you haven't read it, so I'm just going to talk about it because I hear people giving spoilers all the time, and like I told you years and years and years ago, I've been on here for 18 years. That long. Even though I wasn't doing booktube videos when I got on, and I'm not doing booktube videos now as it pertains to following any rules and guidelines. Y'all know how I am. I'm really bad at it, but I'm not trying to be good at it, or I'd be acing it and doing different videos, but I don't, that's not my goal. So anyway, I say all that to say is I'm going to be talking about it, and whether it spoils it or not for you, if you plan on reading this book and don't want to read it and want to call me out on saying, well, she just spoiled the whole freaking book for me. Okay, well, I just told you I would. Good Dirt, Charmaine Wilkerson, talking about Abby and Henry. Abby is distraught most of this book because of a trauma that happened in her family. So she's got her mom and her dad and Abby, right? She had a big brother who was killed. And the beginning of this book starts out with Abby and her boyfriend Henry at the time, actually her and her fiance Henry, and Henry jilts her at their wedding. I mean, literally, she's dressed up ready to go down the aisle and people are there, and it's the whole wedding event happening, not going to happen but happening, and Henry does not show up. Ebony's black, Henry's white. That is also pivotal to the story, I think. Because, and these are, you know, my raw thoughts as a black woman. I'm like, what you trusting him for? And then something else happens. I'm like, he might have done it. He probably did it. Now, I won't spoil that part, but I really, literally think, you know, he's already a dog. And then something else happens where, somebody that he knows in his father's circle group said something about Abby, his ex-fiance, the one he jilted, said something about her brother's murder. That, how would this older guy know this? How would this man know this? This man in his father's circle, how would he know it? So I'm thinking, because I'm not trusting them folks. And so if you one of them folks, I mean white people, it is hard. And you guys know as white people that it's hard for us to trust you. You don't trust us either, but I mean, we didn't do to you, but you did to us. So your trust goes on to a whole bunch of other stuff about gang violence and this, that, and the other, and not trusting big black men, but yet you date big black men. Whatever your trust issues are with black people, and you know our trust issues with you because we've actually been at the butt of it for a very long time. So in this particular book, I'm mentioning all that because, of course, the writer is cognizant of this fact as well. So it goes to mention that their interracial relationship has a lot to do with the reader either trusting Henry or not. And even Henry, when you think he's a good guy, he's not trusting his father's rich family circle about this young black man who was murdered and shot in a neighborhood that shootings don't usually go into because Evie's family is prominent and well off as well. And so, you know what I'm saying? So, and writing this as a black woman who wrote this, I'm sure because this is the feeling she's giving me, because I can only connect as a black woman as I see fit, that she's putting Henry in that position right there at that moment. Like, I don't trust these white men either, and I'm white. Because it happens. There's a whole bunch of white men that don't trust white men because they murder more, kill more, dictate more, and so forth and so on, whatever. And so with all that said, it makes you not trust Henry's father's circle group. You think they're, but that hasn't come up again yet, but I know it will, because this book is like 300 and something pages. It's not even 400 pages, and 352 pages. I'm on 181 because I'm starting with a chapter Frenchie, and that's why I put it down. It's like, who Frenchie? Because I'm sure Frenchie, yeah, Frenchie was just mentioned on this other page with Willis, who was another character, and it's all relevant. It all should be. I'm like, okay, now we're gonna go into Frenchie's part, or POV, right? Point of view. Hey, grandkids. Hey, hey, Jada. Hey, Jada. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Dante. And for whoever just won, not whoever, I know who won, the book that I was giving away. Hey, Brenda. I'm telling you, like I said on Facebook, she's a friend of mine from Florida. I used to work with her when I lived in Florida. Lived there for 16 years, so I made some really good contacts and friends, right? But I mentioned that if you have a Florida friend, you always going to have a Florida friend. And there's at least about 5 or 6 people that I still talk to, chat with, and what have you from Florida. Probably more, because I still have in-laws there, because I am still married. And I love my family there, including my husband. So, I mean, once you love somebody, you love them. That's just my take on it. So anyway, Good Dirt, coming back to that. I'm into Frenchie. Now I got to hear his POV, right? And it's written very well, but sometimes it is like a little repetitive, like when she's given a different chapter on a different character, and you already know about that from another character, so they kind of rehash that same feeling and vibe. But it's really cool at the same time, because things are unfolding in a kind of the way that Black Cake did, where she is telling about them and then something drops, and telling about them and then something drops, and gets revealed more and more and more, is what I want to say by saying drop. That's just some slang. Okay, so anyway, I'm enjoying it, but I will say I don't trust Henry. And then it kind of you know how writers do, they try to bring up Henry's side, and you start to go, oh, Henry didn't do that. I'm still thinking, he could. He's an American white man. He could have done this. So a murder happens. That's what I'm talking about. A murder happens, and Henry was missing during this murder. He's a photographer on the, you know, as a hobby or whatever. And he was missing, you know, the girls think, and when I say the girls, I'm talking about Abby and Henry's new fling. They in another country. And the fling set up this romantic trip or whatever that for her and Henry, Abby's ex-fiance. And Abby is in this country because of a friend of hers. She's house sitting or whatever, it's an inn, and she rents them a room. Imagine the surprise. Okay, so anyway, now Avery, who is the girlfriend of Henry now, is a white woman. And she's, you know, really always researching things and this, that, and the third. And she also knows about Abby's brother who was murdered. Now, I start to not trust her too, because I'm thinking, why she booked this trip? But did she know that Abby was going to be over there? She's always digging in the dirt about something, right? And the writer keeps on pointing out over and over about how much she likes to read these full articles online and research stuff. Her and Henry go somewhere to a museum or something, and she's researching about the mermaids or whatever. So she's always digging and digging and finding and knowing things. And she speaks to Abby openly about Abby's brother who passed away. And so when this lady gets murdered and Henry is missing, Avery comes to Abby. She said, have you seen him? You know, because he's been gone for a while. And then she comes back again, and Abby's just like, call the police or whatever. So about the second time or third time, whatever, she shows Abby the news that somebody has been murdered. and Henry's still missing. So she's wondering if something happened to Henry, much like Ebby did when he didn't show up to this wedding. So now it brings up, of course, you know, you're digging and you get more reveals. Henry is a disappearing he pulls a lot of disappearing acts, shall I say. Name of a Terry McMillan book, right? It was so good. Anyway, so he does a lot of disappearing acts, and his reasoning is he's a photographer. He likes to take pictures of stuff. He likes to go on these long walks, right? But yeah, anyway, so he gets hurt. They find him. He was hurt. He fell, supposedly dropped his cell phone in the ocean or by the water, and he was clumsily taking pictures of something, backed into something, hit his head, whatever, and the police find him laying face down trying to get his phone or whatever. But he's driving a white SUV or whatever on this, you know, over, are they in France? I believe so. Anyway, yeah, because they're speaking French over there. So, and Avery knows French. Of course she would. Privilege. And she is privileged. Seriously. She knows it. Okay. So anyway, and both women are very well educated, the black and white. So that's, you know, they're pretty much on, you know, same. Obviously, they're like the same man. So anyway, what was I going to say about that? Okay, so when they find Henry, he's, you know, got to be hospitalized, and they question him because the police think he got something to do with the murder. And not only was the lady that was murdered, now we don't know who she is. There was a murder that happened. Now, Ebby's thinking Henry disappeared during the wedding. Avery's thinking, like, you know, he done disappeared before, whatever, and it's always about taking some photos. Probably photoing these people he killing, but I don't know that yet. That hasn't been revealed yet, you know, because now she done bought it back like Henry's a good guy. I still don't trust him. So anyway, what else? Is that enough for now? Are you full enough? Have I spoiled enough? Have I intrigued you enough to read it? I think it's a read. I think you should. So far, I mean, I'm only on page 184. Did I say 181? Because I'm starting Frenchy there, and I'm almost done. But I've been reading this slowly because I've been writing more, which is supposed to be what I'm supposed to be doing, shall I say. But when I put this down, I did pick up, and I will show you the library books that I just got the other day, and also yesterday when I went to Denton after work. I went to Patchouli Joe's and I went to Patchouli Joe's, as I think I made a video telling y'all, because I was in Denton talking to y'all, but I'll show you what that is in another video, and I'll show you the other library books I got. I will show you one because it's sitting here, because look, when I put down good dirt, after I read maybe 2 or 3 chapters or something, then I just like pick up something, like you're sitting on the stack of library books from the last time, and the Ann Patchett books were due on the 27th, which was yesterday. Today's the 28th, and I have yet to turn them in because I said I was going to read them, and I'll turn them in when I get ready. But I might turn them in because I'm not interested anymore. I'm more interested in the ones that I still have after that Ann Patchett, which is still Habibi, The Golden Voice, My Friend Anne Frank, and The Escape Artist. So I dove into this today, right? So the man who broke out of Auschwitz to warn the world. Okay, so I'm just into the prologue, y'all. So what did I read today? I just think this is really going to be good. I'm keeping this one. This one's not due until sometime in July. But it shows his escape route and everything on here. I'm trying to hold another book. It shows where he was in Auschwitz. I know you can't see all that, but I just wanted to show y'all that it's in here. So the guy was talking about, okay, so the prologue. April 7th, 1944. And it goes into, basically the guy was a teenager, right? And the writer, Jonathan Friedland, thinks that this story of this young kid who escaped Auschwitz should be as well known as Anne Frank and Schindler and everything else. And so it makes you want to read it more. So then I'm only on page 3 of the prologue, and What did I read? Something else before that. Oh, here it is, the author's note, which was really good, the author's note. So anyway, I'm into the prologue, and the prologue goes on, and then page 11 is where it starts. And then chapter 1 is called Star. Did you need to know all that? Yes. Maybe no, I don't know. It's just a little delve into the book. But this is what the cover looks like. If you want to read this with me, let me know, because I'll be dipping in and out of this while reading other fiction books from the library. And as you know, since I just bought a brand new book for my shelf that I own and there's no check-in time, I'm not going to read this for years. And that author, I checked out, the author that I purchased from Patchouli Joe's, I also checked out a book. There was only one on the shelf. It's just one of those books I keep hearing about. It's a romance novel. So this romance writer has been all over BookTube that I watch. And one young lady always sells me on it. And so I finally start looking at them on my Libby app, and you have to put them on hold because they're always checked out. So I've taken away my Libby app because I'm not painting right now. I'm working and training and doing all those things. And Saturday and Sunday I was supposed to read and paint. So tonight I'm going to paint, right? But I have a different app and way of checking out audiobooks, and plus I also checked out 2 audiobooks with this last trip to the library. But anyway, so I checked one out because there was only one of her books at the library, and I'll tell you when I show you, okay? So stick around. And then only one was in the bookstore. So there's 2 different books by the same romance author that I got, and I don't know if they're in order or some series, and it doesn't look like it. It looks like they are standalone, so I can't wait to get into those because I'm sure I'm gonna need it. Sure I'm gonna need it. Sure I'm gonna need it after I read this nonfiction. Okay, I'm so certain of it. But I will show you one of the books that I got, adding to the graphic novel love, right? I saw this on the shelf. Big Black Smith, Big Black Stand at Attica. Jared Raymouth Amazian, Ameziane, 4 days in 1971, changed the course of American history. Look at that. All right, so there we go. Graphic novel stuff in the back of it. And some of my favorite colors. Topeka, Topeka, Topeka High. I was a Highland Park Scotsman. Thank you very much, red and green. Scots, go Scots. Topeka High wasn't at the state championship. I know Highland Park lost, but still he was there with an undefeated record, and they cried. But anyway, I love my hometown. Hey, Stephen Massey, I love you. And I got your Queen Mother crown right here. I love it. I love you, Miss Massey. Okay, so now that's it. I'm only going to show you that one from the most recent checkout, and the other, Escape Artist, just to wrap up, is from our library checkout before, as well as this one was from a previous library checkout. All 3 library checkouts. Not to say I'm going to read this one right now because I got The Golden Voice that you guys are sitting on and Habibi. And I also got another graphic novel. Okay. And so these are my reads right now. But again, I'm also reading Hours. And I put it down. I don't want any more characters. I've already told you guys that. I haven't picked it up since. And I'm finishing this one today. I got to. This is a nice Saturday to finish it. And once I pick up Hours again, I'm also trying to get through my library books. And I was going to say, you know what, I'm not going to check out any more library books for the next couple of months. I'm going to get through the ones that I have and then turn those all in and then not visit the library for the rest of 2025. I'd be lying. I'm going to go to the library. So, and the books on my shelf, they're going to get read slowly and surely, and I will continue to buy books, which I don't need to, which I said I wasn't to myself. Maybe I didn't tell y'all, but I was trying not to. And I was purchasing those little 25-cent books and $1 books from the library that I go to. So each time that I go, except for these last 2 times, I didn't buy any books that they have. So I paid full price for a brand new book. Okay. That's not on that, but that's how we do it, and I don't have any shame. This is my life. I'm 60. I don't think that anything is going to change. So I'll continue to acquire books. I will continue to go to the library and read more of those books on their shelves than I read on my 1,500 or plus books that I have at home. And I will still continue to give books away. Okay, let me put that down. I will continue to give books away because once I moved that time and gave away a lot of those boxes when I moved from Missouri. And I've given books away before then, but that was the most I've ever given away. And then when I moved over here, I gave even more away. So I am in a giving book away thing. And now that I work in Oklahoma and I'm closer to my daughter in Oklahoma, I'll be giving her books that I've already set aside for her. So I need to go visit her like maybe in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, Tasha, I'm going to bring you a box of books, girl. And so then I will just continue to wrap up things. So the next videos, I don't know what they're going to be about other than books. And yeah, this is what I've done to my hair that's falling out. You see my scalp? And I know because it's bone straight because of the creamy crack relaxer. But I did cut it, and I like the way it's falling when I curl it. I just did this today. I've been wearing it with that just the little part in the middle, and I put a little clip there to hold the little bang so it won't be moving all around. And my battery is about to roll out, and yes, I'm looking like an old lady. I'm so old. I love it though. I love it because I want to get old. That's what we need to do. We want to live and visit family, hug them. Oh, I need to hug my grandkids so bad. And so, oh my gosh, I love y'all. And I will see you soon, Tasha, and give you your box of books. And oh my gosh, I'm going to give her There by Tommy Orange, but I was also looking for the other Tommy Orange book. So when I went to Patchouli Joe's, that's the book club that I went to read and discuss There by Tommy Orange. And then his other book, Something About the Stars, the owner of the bookstore, she loves Tommy Orange, and me and the guy and her, we were all talking about it. I think it was her husband. So they're the owners of the store, work there, and then the young lady at the cashier, she's so cool to talk to. I just love Patchouli Joe's. And I didn't go to the Opera House bookstore, which is recycled books and records and CDs. So I just still call it an opera house sometimes because it is in an old opera house on the square in Denton, Texas, which is so cool. Anyway, I will talk to you guys soon, and hopefully in July I'll still have this hair because yeah, that back short part, you see how it, yeah, it's gonna have to blend in, y'all. I'm praying whatever stressful event that was going on in my mind and heart that my hair just fall out in my hands. I pray it's over. I miss my fro, but my fro wasn't froing, and that so as it continues to do whatever it does, like I said, I hope I don't lose any more. But if I do, if it continues to thin out, which of course, you know, creamy crack is going to thin out your hair since it's already thin, I can only imagine how much scalp you're going to see if this continues on. And I hope it doesn't. But like I said, I've never been 60 before. I've never had that much hair fall out. So I'm scared to wash my hair and brush it. I'm literally, I haven't done any washing of the hair. I've been sleeping with a bonnet on. Sometimes I don't, but yeah, like I didn't curl it today because I curled it yesterday to go to work, and I only do a loose curl at the bottom. And yeah, so yeah, it looks good in the front. I don't know what it looks like back there. I look like an old man. It's so funny how, like, I'm sorry I'm still talking about my age, but it's funny because I don't, like, I'm immature in comparison to a lot of 60-year-old people or 40-year-old people that got their stuff together that are more you know, demure. Maybe it's the artist in me. Maybe it's just because, like, people have always said, "Oh, you're different." Not because I really put some emphasis on that. They ain't never said to me because I probably would have decked them. But what I'm saying is, I don't feel 100% mature, and I don't act like this at work. I don't act like this out in, if I'm like with Stevie, we have fun. I can act any way I want to act. I think that I'm in a safe zone, then I act a certain way. And I probably embarrass my kids, but that's their life. That's their issues that they gonna have to deal with. I was not born with you. I was born from my mother, and then I had you, and if you embarrassed of me, God bless you. Because nothing my mother could have done would have embarrassed me. I don't think my mother did anything wrong. So all you kids in this era that think your parents are the bane of your existence and we did so much to cause you trauma, get over it. I wasn't a crackhead. The crack, for all you people that don't know, is hair relaxer. That's what those titles were about. And I didn't feel the need to explain because most of y'all already know. Anyway, that's that on that. And that's what I'm reading. And I also, this is the weekend I'm supposed to see if I want to take all my books, not all of them, but the 2 large bookshelves out of my bedroom and put them in here somewhere. Or right over there where my credenza and album player or record player is. And maybe moving the credenza over here, moving those tables on the side of the couch and the love seat, just making it different. But then my plants get the best light here. I got some basil and it's actually blooming. Let me show you. And it was free from actually when we did a tour. Look at that. It's got little purple flowers on it. Isn't that cute? And that's basil. It's long and skinny. It doesn't look like the basil that I grew. And then that's lemon. And the man said I could make tea out of the leaves. And I watered them and they are sucking up some water. And then the other 2, they look like them. Yeah, this thing right here, I killed it. I set it outside and the heat melted it. And so once I cut the leaves off, all of a sudden all these extras, look at all those extra little tiny, that one grew. So it's getting all these, it's like the power just went to the other ones. See, all those offshoots, they were not there until I cut off the dead leaves. But now I'm afraid to cut off that stalk. But anyway, look how fast those are growing. It's like every week there's a new thing that comes out. And then this one is getting a new leaf. That long. Oh, I just love it. Anyway, and this is what you guys are sitting on, my other library books. Okay. Okay. Put you down. I got some reading to do. Now that I've had my coffee, you know, I'm dropping books and picking them up still. And I think I'm ready now to go ahead and read about the point of view of what? Frenchie. I hope you saw it. I'm ready. Let me go ahead and finish this book. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.